what I think the media is trying to push on us heavy is that Lil Baby is about to have the biggest year in the history of hip hop in 2025. That's what I think people are really trying to push on us. Do you agree with that?
I agree. That's the narrative that we're ending the year with. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is odd to me, bro. Because I really, in my mind, I was like, bro, like, we had our doubts when like the movement was building, but like, I never just fell for it. So if I had to think, I mean, dude, I'm gonna say I think 2025 is the year that Playboy Cardi is just like out of here. Like as far as like he is now like a pop icon. People are actually listening to his music for him. Like when the album drops, people are like every kind of music fan is looking for it, as opposed to like a niche, side of hip hop or whatever, or rock or whatever the fuck you think he is. But yeah, I think my prediction would be like, yeah, Playboy Cardi becomes an artist that everyone's talking about different songs, as opposed to now where it's just like moments that we're like, oh, that's pretty cool, right? But I don't never really think everyone's truly diving deep into whatever the fuck he's saying.
Yeah, agreed.
So you would go with that same artist, or who would you think for you?
I definitely agree with that. I'm trying to think if there's someone else who's like, I guess, an obvious answer for 2025. I would say I'd actually go with that too. I think just given like the feature on the Weeknd song and what Academics is saying about Cardi dropping at some point soon, which could be anywhere within the next, or anytime within the next fucking 5 years. I think Playboy Cardi's finally leaning more into his brand and like trying to be the guy or one of the guys in a more open format. So yeah, I'd say 2025 we definitely get more of that push from him. I don't think it's gonna be anything personally groundbreaking, but the fans have been waiting for something, and I think just because his fan base is so diehard, like whatever it is, he could burp for 40 minutes and it'll still do numbers.
Yeah, but I think there's also like a different energy around it now, right? Like I think like, again, not to compare because there's no comparison, but like even with Kendrick, like this year, like I do think even though like we both enjoyed this album GNX greatly, I do think there's something about like, dude, there was so much energy surrounding him that like it was almost inevitable that whatever he dropped, like everyone was gonna eat up. Does that make sense? Like it was just like so much like momentum behind it, bro. Like it's almost like you're too big to fail, like, bro, we're gonna just like don't fucking flop. Like don't make this a bad album and we'll rally the troops to get everyone behind you. Almost on like some, like Jack Harlow dropped his first album. We were both like, I don't know. But then everyone still loved him. They're like, no, it's fine. We'll drop another one, bro. Like, momentum, you're new, blah, blah, blah. So I think for Playboy, I think that momentum is building up because, dude, think about it, man. Since like April, it's just been a nonstop phenomenal feature run. That's like, dude, like I think it's just all leaning into he's going to have a good year next year.
Yeah, for sure. And to go back really quickly to the Lil Baby point, I still to this day think he's just way too one-dimensional to take over. Like, yeah, the reason why Gunna's thriving is he's making like vibey, easy to listen to like Atlanta trap shit, and Lil Baby's always been on that like piano fast, like overdone trap beat that only dudes in Atlanta probably mess with. And I don't think he has like the strongest hook making ability. Like none of it just clicks with me, and I feel like I like that kind of music, and for me it doesn't work. So I just don't see how in this day and age he's gonna take over, especially with Kendrick coming in and people kind of demanding more out of these guys. Like I don't see Lil Baby ever resurfacing at the level he was like during the pandemic or whatever.
Yeah, and my thing is like my favorite Lil Baby moments are either certain verses, but they're not overall songs, right? Like it's either a verse he did for someone else, or it's a verse where 42 Dugg is like the person on the hook, right? Like it's never an entire song of just him, like never. So that's how I'm like, bro, how can you be the guy that's yeah. I mean, but again, dude, he seems to be beloved though, like on some over the top shit. Like again, I feel like the media is really trying to, like the hip hop media is really trying to make us believe that like this Wham album is going to be the greatest thing that ever happened to hip hop in a long time.
I mean, I think he's just like Roddy Ricch and all these other guys. It must be super hard to wake up and be the guy, and then all of a sudden everything you're trying just doesn't work.
Doesn't work.
Like, fuck, how do I get that, chase that high and actually get it again? And I feel like he's finally just reached a point where he's like, all right, I gotta go on a press run and do this and that, because I miss being the guy, and I can't let Gunna, fucking be out here stealing my shine. Yeah,
dude, and shout out to Gunna, bro. I think Gunna is also a great story from 2024. Like, just like he didn't let that like fuck you mean moment be like a one hit moment. It was like an overall like, oh, he's back, and like let him do his thing, and like enough people are co-signing Gunna that it's like no one cares,
Right.